Hi, Aquarius. Thank you so much for joining me for your waning moon readings, guys. Please check your sun, your moon, and your ascendant. I'm doing these readings for every zodiac sign to specifically focus on release work, letting go, the lessons we were meant to learn. With this Pisces full moon, guys, a lot of us went through we sat with some deep stuff. You know, we had these epiphanies and these moments, just especially with this last eclipse. There was so much change and so many things that we were letting go of. So I'm doing these readings and for every zodiac sign. Oh, sorry, I dropped them. And we're going to look at what are the lessons we were meant to learn here. Because if we don't sit with whatever it is that we're going through and we just distract ourselves and do the same old pattern, the same old default, which we're not supposed to be doing with these eclipses, guys, it's just going to get a little bit more uncomfortable, a little more difficult, then we're going to repeat patterns. So we're going to look at whatever it is you're going through, whatever losses, changes, conflicts, what are the lessons you're supposed to be taking out from or taking away from it? What is the perspective the divine would ask you to have towards the situation and what's coming in? So let's get started. For Aquarius. Ooh. Let's see. I'm just going to clarity card here. Let's see. Let's see. Just any more information on the lessons here because pretty heavy cards. No, they want me to take it like that. Okay, what perspective the divine is asking you to have? Mm-hmm. Okay, and what's coming in for you? Cards to an emotional situation here. And again, emotional, it could be relationships, anything that tugs at you to look at. You guys are trying to move and you guys are trying to almost like put something behind you, but the lesson is you guys need to stop, basically. Okay, yes, forward movement is guaranteed here, but you need to really stop and think about the motives. Okay, something didn't turn out perhaps the way that you expected. There really is a desire to move on, to heal, to find something or to create something with more meaning. You guys, whether something wasn't working out for you or you're trying to move forward in a direction and you're realizing things are just not working, relationship, jobs, things are not moving forward. You're like, what's going on here? It's divine timing. The universe is saying, look we're making you stop. We're making you pause because there's an unwise choice here. You're not really looking at the lessons. You have to sit and learn here, guys. There's a pattern going on. And Aquarius, I think you know what it is because when you have the Eight of Water, you're conscious. There is a desire for emotional fulfillment. There is a desire to do something with your life, to have that career, that job, that purpose that really fulfills you, that really has emotional, spiritual, intellectual meaning for you. And that is the case. The Ace of Fire. The Ace of Fire is not just about opportunities. The Ace of Fire is asking you to change your life. Change your life. There's some pattern here that you are resisting changing. Maybe you're like, well, this is just who I am. People have to accept it. Now, you know what? Yeah, we want people to love us for ourselves. But if we're abusive, I'm not saying this is you, Aquarius, but just bear with me. If we're abusive, if we're emotionally unavailable, if we are critical, we all have shadow sides. We all have aspects of ourselves that we are here to work and evolve. And those are not the parts that people should have to deal with. Those are not the things that people should have to accept. That's not love. That's, sometimes we think like, well, that's just how it is. Well, okay, well, good luck with that. Because the universe is trying to push you forward in your emotional sphere. Maybe you have a hard time being vulnerable. Maybe you have a hard time opening up, connecting. The universe says the changes that you're looking for and the movement that you're looking for, they reside in you. There's never going to be a job that brings you this happiness. There's never going to be the perfect partner that's going to bring you this happiness. Has to come from inside of you, your self-love, your acceptance, your willingness to work through whatever this block is. And you have to ask yourself, why am I doing this? That's your lesson, not outside of you. Your lesson is to be like, I need to figure out why I keep doing this. Why am I scared? Why am I doing this habit? What is it? Sit with it long enough to be like, oh my God. And we have these epiphanies. Therapy is amazing. EMDR, hypnosis, past life regression, journaling. There's so many things we could be doing to really target. And don't be afraid, Aquarius. Don't be afraid, because you really are meant to have so much more emotional and happy fulfillment, and you really are longing it. But the work lies here. It's almost like you're going over something. They're like, sit down. Divine timing's at play. You want to change your life. We want to help you do this, but we can't because you have free will here. So you've got to learn why, where does this come from? Think of it as like an adventure or a scientific experiment, and do the research. Now, the universe is saying, this is the perspective the universe wants you to have on the situation. We have the dreamer, the 10 of fire, and unity. So Aquarius, there's a lot of Aquariuses, and pardon me, I'm just going to put my fan on because I had a lot of sage smoke around here. There's a lot of Aquarius here that are trying to avoid this by throwing themselves into work. You're throwing yourself into work. You're keeping yourself super busy. You're like, I'll pick up those extra hours. I'll do that extra shift, because you're not wanting to do it. And you think if the universe doesn't see that, Aquarius, please, universe knows all. They're saying, don't distract yourself. You might be like, well, I need to build up my career. Okay, great. But you also need to do the inner work. They're saying, don't distract yourself. The perspective we want you guys to have is to see this as a whole new journey. You guys can have a whole new life, an incredible new story. Everything that you're looking for, all the happiness and the fulfillment and the love and all that joy, it's yours. But you know what? When we have the dreamer, which is the Fool in traditional tarot, you're not going to have all the answers. Nothing's going to feel, not all your ducks are going to be in a row. You just got to take one step, and then the universe is going to show you the next and the next and the next. And with this, you have to have a leap of faith here. The moment you take a step, Aquarius, you're going to have so many unexpected opportunities, experiences, synchronicities, but you have free will. Just take one step. And they're talking about what's going to help you. The Unity card is traditional structures. Or traditional organizations. We all need support in this, and you are no exception to this rule, Aquarius. Do not think that I'll figure it out on my own. No. None of us can. You can't just overthink it, because your head, your thoughts, that's the same place that the problem was created. You can't solve a problem from the same energy it was created in. Simple physics, ask Einstein. But with the Unity card, they're saying, we need to approach this traditionally. So you might want to look for traditional support. That can be therapy. That can be a spiritual elder. That could even be a wise one in your community. That can be support groups. Whether it's just your really good mentors and teachers, or something like AA. It's really about seeking out mentors or like-minded people that are on this journey, so you don't feel alone or isolated. There's no need to keep this to yourself. Being able to be vulnerable is one of the most bravest things someone can do. It is not a weakness. It is not a weakness. It is incredibly courageous and terrifying, especially if you're like, oh my God, but you really got to look at traditional. When I say traditional, please don't misunderstand that word. Organizations or structures that are created for this, for this help, that can be hypnosis, that can be shamanistic work, that can be, like I said, therapy, that could be EMDR, that could be tapping. There's people and professionals and loved ones alike, our grandmothers, our grandfathers have all this wisdom to give us. It's to help us to gain different viewpoints and perspectives so we can really grow out. Now, what's coming in? We have the King of Earth, the 5 of Water, and the Wheel, guys. Things are going to be moving forward for you, especially in regards to your money, your career. The King of Earth is financial success, career success, being practical with your money, but you're finally building that stability and that structure you're looking for, probably because you're putting in all those hours trying to distract yourself, but you're doing a good job. Now, the Wheel's great. The Wheel is forward movement. Fortune is on your side. If you felt stuck, expect things to move forward after all of this purging. However, the 5 of Water, the healing process is still going to be going on. The 5 of Water is about crying over what didn't work out, crying over spilt milk. It's about, there's things don't always turn out the way that we hope. But it doesn't mean that things can't get better later. But sometimes if we're a tough learner, that shit has to happen. So we're like, wake up call. They're saying, Stop looking at what didn't work, but look at all the positive that could come out of this. By making these changes, these choices, working on yourself, building your life, you guys can create the dreams that you're looking for. But sometimes we have to learn lessons. Sometimes to go through experiences that really push us. We think that it's a downfall, but actually it's pushing us in the direction of our dreams, of our fortune, of everything that we're looking for. And that's what's coming in, guys. There's going to be a lot of forward movement, a lot of opportunities presenting themselves, Aquarius. No one gets out of this work, right? Nobody gets out of this work. We all have to do it. But I wish you well, guys. If this resonates, please like, share, subscribe. Please don't forget to look at your sun, your moon, and your ascendant sign to make sure you kind of get a nice overall theme. Don't just look at one. You want to see what's all happening in our life right now. It's not so cut direct. Otherwise, I will see you guys for next month's readings.